Well, good morning, everybody. It's starting to feel a little bit like spring here in Virginia. Today, it is supposed to be 64, sunny, bit breezy. So, I'll take it. Here back at the farm to get a little update. I know the contractor has been busy. I'm seeing some changes from around the corner, so I'm gonna turn the camera around here in just a second and let you guys see it. So let's go exploring. So right away, I see that the back porch has been redone. So that's exciting. So it's been completely redone. Wow. Okay. Let's get a look over here. Wow. So they have been busy framing. Now, if you remember from previous, there was a porch here that was probably originally like a porch or something at one time that had been enclosed. When they started taking the walls out and started doing some of the renovations, they noticed that whoever did it a long time ago didn't really take into consideration building ethics, codes, any of that kind of stuff. So basically what they did was they took the porch columns, cut them, and just left them there. So all this has been reframed. So this looks much better now. Much more symmetrical, square. Looks like the roof line has also changed because originally it was a A-frame that, just like the peak up there, it went like that. Now it slants down, and it's going to be uniform across the entire back of the house. So that's going to be much more uniform. So let's see. I'm going to watch where I'm going here because I don't want to trip over anything. Because this is a construction site. There could be unforeseen things. So yeah. I don't see windows yet. I'm sure they're incoming, as they say. But yeah, so but that is going to be a drastic change, I think, in everything. Let's see, we can see from here. You can see the new roof line for the back of the house where it just kind of meets the original house. And it looks like they'll have to cut in that cornice again, kind of make it match. So yeah. So let's go inside and see what's happening inside the house, if anything new has come up. Now, at some point, I think too, there is going to be a patio. Do not quote me on this, but I do believe at some point there was going to be like a little, maybe a deck or maybe some type of a patio situation here for grilling and, all that fun stuff. But you can see here how this is straight, but then when you come down here, they kind of had to notch it in and shim it up because we're dealing with the original porch foundation here versus the new up to code foundation, which is here, which as you can see is actually deeper. And this has to sit up a little higher so it's level with the original house, where this had always had kind of a step up to it. So this was always a little bit down. So it's the thing with old houses, they were not built to modern code. Sometimes they were just built. Over time, when the families could afford to make these additions or their needs changed for the house, so they just did it. No thought was really put into it, and I'm sure they weren't expecting, 80 to 100 years later that this would be on YouTube and their shortcomings or their shortcuts would be seen by the masses. So, just take that into consideration and fix it. No problem. All right. Let's see if I can get in. Again, this is a construction site, so I do have to watch where I'm going. So this door here, this is actually an interior door. Right now it's acting as an exterior door, but that will change. Okay. So they had kind of booby trapped it so no one can get in here, but I can get in. So you can see here, this is, obviously this was the wall that you couldn't get to before, but this, this will all come out and this will all be redone. And you can kind of see more evidence of that old staircase that used to be here from what Gay's children were telling us about. But it's almost virtually gone now. And you come around here. So again, this is the addition. So this it's just a little more cleaned up than last time we were here. And last time we were here, if you remember, this was more open to the elements. So this was pretty much, it was raining and all that. So this is starting to really look nice. You can see here. So right about where these 2x4s are, this is where the old porch's wall was. So there were originally, if I'm not mistaken, there were 2 windows here, and then there were 2 windows on the side. Now it looks like there's going to be one big picture window there, and there's going to be like a little hallway when you walk in. So this room here, which will be for utilities, washer, dryer, hot water tank, will be separate. So when you walk into the house, you don't see all that, things you need to run a house, but you don't necessarily want to see them either. You can see here, this is the corner of the original house. So this is was an exterior wall, and now will slightly be interior because of the addition. And then over here, this wall was all like old barnwood or something that they had put up there, decorative purposes. That's all been gone. And there was a cast iron pipe right there for the upstairs bathroom, which of course now has been removed because that bathroom situation is going to be readdressed and redone. And then of course the electrical panels there, which that is going to be updated and probably moved over a little bit in due time. So, and again, just, this is going to be a bathroom. Not really sure which way, toilets and sinks are going to be, but, probably a toilet here and a sink there or vice versa. All right, let's just go upstairs now and see. Just stuff everywhere, unfortunately, because that's what happened. So this was the door that used to be the exterior door to go out to the backyard. So let's go upstairs now and see what's the upstairs looks like. All right, so I'll stand here on this hallway. So this area is where the original bathroom was. Not exactly sure what they're going to do here because now it's going to be, obviously a step up to get into here because of the levels of everything. I'm sure that will be addressed and more decorative in due time, or they'll raise this door head up a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna carefully walk up in here because as before, I couldn't even get up here because this was still kind of open to the elements and they had thick black plastic covering all of this. So you couldn't actually get into this part in my last video, but now I can, and I can really see what a difference this is. So it's hard for me to describe to you in a video, but this is much nicer. So originally the rooms that were here were an afterthought let's say, were added as time went on in the house, and they were very low. So the ceiling was pretty much about where that was. So it was very low. But now they're actually like normal height. So David Robinson and David Butler are both very tall men. They're over 6 foot tall. And when they were standing in these rooms, I mean, they were almost head to ceiling. But now I'm 5'10", and I'm standing in here, and I have lots of headroom. I feel very, very nice. So this is great. Now, the room sizes are going to stay roughly the same. So where that line of wood is going to be the partition between this one and that bathroom. Okay, so roughly the same sizes. Now, originally, if you all can, and please go back to the other videos to, look back on what I'm talking about. When this project started, there was a cast iron clawfoot tub in this section here. There was a janky little window here. There was a sink here, and then catty-cornered was the commode. Of course, all that's been redone, and now there's... I want to even say these rooms are wider than they were originally, because this does feel like a much more gracious space. So I am very happy about that. I think this was not unforeseen expense, but I think it's going to be money well spent. Now, of course, just stepping over. So this room was Mrs. Ward's sewing room. So there were, I believe, 2 windows on this wall, and then a little tiny window there. There was like a chaise there, and she had a desk here and a sewing machine. So obviously, here now can be a shower, sink, commode, all that can be in here, and a lovely window as soon as you walk in. So this will be nice for a breeze. And of course, these great views. You can see they've really been clearing out all this. And of course, again, this is a construction site, so it's not going to be real pretty right now. But you can just kind of see now how clear everything is and how it's going to look. I can't wait to see the little outbuilding restored, that little smokehouse. I think that's going to be adorable and be a great space when it's done. And then I was corrected by Mrs. Ward's daughter, Christy. That little tiny yellow thing you see there is called a dairy. So I suppose back in the day, they would have kept ice in there, and they would have kept their milk in there after they milked the cows. So thank you, Christy, for clarifying that, because I didn't really know what that was. And of course, that little red thing behind the tree was the outhouse, which used to be over there, but when they started cutting down trees, they had to move it so it wouldn't be destroyed. So let's go back this way. And it looks like they've been running some more electricity throughout the house. Gotta be careful, because again, this is a construction site, so I just want to check on everything, sure everything's okay. Looks like they're still working on all this installation and stuff, because it's just been so damp here. It hasn't been really conducive for drywall mudding and everything. So that'll be, after this is framed in a little more, I'm sure we'll be on the task. All right, everybody. Well, that was a nice little surprise to come to. Lots of progress has been made in the past few weeks. I can't wait to see when the windows go in. I think that's really going to make a big difference, and we're really going to start seeing these rooms come together. It's going to be really nice to really start seeing walls go up, outlets go in, and those final things that kind of make a room feel like a room. Right now, doesn't really feel like much. It feels like a dollhouse under construction, we'll say, since this is a doll community and we are all doll advocates. But this is going to be great, and I think it's going to look really nice when they start getting the walls up and we can really start seeing this house in its full glory again. And then the guys can start planning their wall coverings. So, all right, everybody. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye for now.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button.